Done.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining in tonight. This is Eric. He is our Teamzy guru. And I just want to give a shout out to Julie because Julie had reached out to me a couple weeks ago saying she was so excited about this. And to be totally transparent with you guys, I don't jump on board things easily. I like to do my research before I do. And I did a little bit of research, and Julie was kind enough to actually Zoom with me and share what she's been doing with it. And I was just wowed by the things that Eric is going to share with you tonight. And then I had the opportunity to speak to Eric last week on a call, and he so graciously said that he would share all of this with you. Now, some of you might think this is like, oh my gosh, an investment, but at the very least, you're going to want to try the 30-day trial because I started last week and setting it up, and there's a lot of good content, and it's actually honed in to Keep Collective when you sign up for your trial. So it'll reference designers and customers and all the language that we're used to. So I'm super excited for Eric to share if this might be something for you guys. It's not mandatory, but it is an opportunity to learn more how to grow relationships in this business.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Excuse me. Everybody's muted. Just for background noise, I want you guys to know that as we get going, if you have a question or you feel the spirit move you, you can unmute yourself and speak. That's just to keep it kind of somewhat, somebody's got an angry parrot in the background. They told us a minute ago. And so we just want to make sure that we keep it calm and quiet. Okay. So my name's Eric Johnson, and here's what I'm going to do. And I know you guys are here on faith, which is awesome. I appreciate you spending some time with me. I promise you, you're going to have a blast tonight and learn a lot. I'm going to teach you guys about Teamzy, which is an online application that's designed just for you to build your business. It's something that is made to be super easy to use, unlike other softwares you may have used at work or whatever. This is made to be super easy so that you can spend time connecting with people instead of tracking and recording and doing boring stuff. You can just spend time connecting with people, which is what we need to do. Before I show you Teamzy, I'm going to take you through a little bit of training on relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is the philosophy and system that Teamzy is based on. Then I'll take you into the program. I will show you guys how easy it is to set it up. I'll take you through the process of absolutely crushing a power hour. What do I mean by that? I mean, you'll be able to connect with 20 people in 30 minutes, start 10 conversations, have 3 people on follow-ups lists, and I'll take you through the whole process of starting a conversation with somebody all the way through recruiting them onto your team. Okay, and I'll show you how to do it in Teamzy. And then after that, we'll do a Q&A. So if you have questions, you can ask me anything. If you have no questions, I'll bless you and send you on your way. If you have questions, I'll stay and answer them. Sound good? Now, I do want to warn you, I'm going to talk fast. We are recording. I know a lot of you guys are on the East Coast, so me talking fast is not going to bother you at all. You probably hate me if I didn't. But it's going to feel like you're sipping water from a fire hose at times. But we are recording it, so you can back it up. Don't worry. All right, so let me just jump over to my presentation to start. First thing I want to talk to you guys about is how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay, a power hour boss. Now, I want you to know as we get started, Teamzy is built around the concept of the power hour. The power hour is the idea that you can take all the work that you would normally do in a day and do it in 1 hour where you're being highly leveraged and efficient. Does that make sense? How many of you guys would love to be able to build a huge business 1 hour a day? Yeah, and that's what I'm going to show you guys tonight. Now, there's some other things you'll have to do besides what I show you, but you'll get all your income producing activities done every day in an hour. Okay? All right, so a little bit about my backstory. I come from the business building and consulting coaching industry. I worked my entire life helping people build their business, talking to people just like I'm talking to you guys tonight. Now, kind of probably like a lot of you, I got involved with network marketing by mistake. It wasn't a plan. I found some products that I absolutely loved. They changed my life. I became an advocate for those products, and I found out there was an opportunity to get paid for doing what I was already doing, which was sharing them. How many of you guys started out just loved the products? Yeah. And so that was my story. And so as I realized the business opportunity with network marketing, as a consultant, first thing I would tell somebody if they were my customer is, you need to go leverage your time, find the tools to make you efficient so that you're not wasting time, basically, which is what most business owners do. And so I went looking for those tools. I could not find anything in this industry that was helpful. And I'm guessing that this has been the same for you since you guys are here with me tonight. or you'd be there, right? I did find a couple of tools that were very similar to the ones I had used at work, which I hated. How many of you guys hate using CRMs at work? You know, I mean, if you use them. And they also weren't based on the whole philosophy of relationships, which I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about tonight. Because so much of this business, actually, I would say just about every trainer I've seen in this business, it's not about the relationships. It's about finding someone to recruit or finding someone to sell. And I want you guys to know, as I talk to you a little bit about this tonight, the relationship has to be more important than the sale. And when you focus on building relationships, you get tons of sales, and it feels good too. Does that make sense? So I'm going to teach you guys how to do that as we go. So we couldn't find the tools, so we built it. That's Teamzy. I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. This is a live preso, so you guys are able to mark it up. I see somebody putting red lines on the presentation. Try to resist that temptation with your iPads or whatever. Okay, what is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, okay? And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into products or services of a business. I know it's kind of a dull business definition, but I want you guys to understand relationship marketing is not just a buzzword. It's not just throwing your arms around your customers and singing kumbaya with them. It's an actual way to generate leads, a quantifiable business system. It just happens to be based on relationships. Make sense? Okay. Also, I want you guys, your first mindset shift of the evening is this. Your business is not marketing jewelry or accessories or, you know, whatever you think it may be. Your business is lead generation. You're in the lead generation business. Write that one down, guys. I'm in the lead generation business. That means that it does not matter how many sales you made today. It does not matter how busy you were. If you did not do activities that will create new leads for you, you didn't work on your business today. And that's a mindset shift. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be like pounding the phones or you know, breaking up relationships and things like that. I want you guys to know that you're this important principle that developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So when I tell you you're in the lead generation business, you need to go generate leads. I mean that you need to meet people so that you can develop and deepen a relationship with them. Does that make sense? Guys, lead generation is meeting new people and going deep in your relationship or going deep with the people you already know. That's lead generation in this system. Sounds better, doesn't it, already? But it is important. You still need to keep your focus there. Okay, and then what we do is every time we gain a new relationship or we have an existing one already, if you have a ton of existing relationships, guys, you're already sitting on a gold mine. We're going to, over time, turn our relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. We're going to turn our relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Most trainers will tell you, churn through your list and uncover the people who are interested. Find the interested people. Go for no. Get rid of the people who aren't interested and go for the people who are interested. Have you guys heard people tell you that kind of thing? I'm here to tell you every single relationship you have will be your advocate if you invest time. What do I mean by advocates? As I talk to you guys about who's your team, everyone in the world is your team in my mind. They're either somebody who is already on my team, literally, somebody who's my customer, or somebody who is going to be my advocate. An advocate is somebody who brings more people to your business because they love what you're doing. Does that make sense? And when you think of it that way, it changes everything. Okay, here's another important principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Another way to say this is, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Have you guys met people that are not honest in this business? Hopefully not too often, but they're there for sure. And maybe not necessarily in Keep, but in network marketing in general, there's a bad reputation out there. A lot of trust has been violated. And so you have to understand that this system is built on trust. Now, the cool thing is trust makes this work fun. It makes it so much fun because when somebody trusts you even a little bit, you don't have to convince them or sell them. You get right to helping them, which is way better experience, right? And also trust takes away that icky feeling. I'm pretty sure icky is a technical term that everyone gets, right? Nobody wants to be the icky salesperson. That feeling does not exist when there's trust present, okay? And finally, you get to go for yes. So instead of throwing people over your shoulder like dead bodies when they say no, you realize that over time, that relationship will deepen and everybody will become a team member, a customer, or an advocate. With me? Okay. How do you build trust? How do you build trust? I'm going to give you guys the 4 essential ingredients to building trust right now. So make sure you're taking notes. If you're not, this is some good stuff right here. Also, how many of you guys are leaders of your own teams? I want you to get notes so you can teach this to them, okay? The more people that know this, the better. We're going to change our industry from the inside out. We're going to fill it with lovers and get rid of all the liars. Cool? You guys in? You can join my mission. So the first one is chemistry. I'll go through the list and then I'll break them out for you. Chemistry. The second one is character. Character. The third is competence. Competence. And the fourth is consistency. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. And if you guys go back on my YouTube, you'll see that these names have changed. It took me about a year to get them all to start with C, but eventually we got it. We got that good consonants going. Okay, so chemistry, let's talk about this. Chemistry is where you have something, where you have common ground with someone. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? What is it about you they can relate to? I think you guys probably get this one pretty quickly, but it is important to note, especially when we live and die on social media these days. We spend a lot of time on social media. I don't mean you and me, but I mean we as a society. Spend a lot of time talking about what's different about each other. And as a business owner, your job is to find what you have in common with people. That's all you should be doing out there, is finding what you have in common, finding chemistry. And you have chemistry with every person in the world. I don't care what their political views are. I don't care what anything is. You do have common ground with them. So spend some time, ask some questions, figure out where you have common ground with them, guys, because you have to get yourself out of the way if you want to help them. Okay? Now, just to drive home the idea of chemistry is this. Isn't it hard to trust somebody you don't like? Yeah, right? It's amazing. Do we have any attorneys on the call? I think attorneys is the only profession that sometimes people will hire you because they don't like you. Right? It's so funny. Okay, anyways, I love you guys. Okay, next, character. Number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay, please notice something about my definition of character. It's really important. It's not something you have. You don't have character. It's something that you do. Character is something that you do. Okay, you can write down character is something that I do. And this is important because if you're wired like me at all, sometimes you may get a little offended if somebody questions your integrity. Anyone? We get offended when our own children question our integrity. Here's the thing though, you just need to dial it back and go, okay, have I demonstrated my care to this person consistently? Why wouldn't they question my character? Okay, character is something you do, not something that you have. It's important. Okay, 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. This is important. I need to know first and foremost, I've got a lot of people to choose from as a customer. Are you the business owner I want to trust with my business? Finally, if I do decide to join this business, are you the person I could trust to mentor me in this business? I need to know this. It's important that you're demonstrating your competence to me. Now, how many of you guys, is there anybody on the call that's a little bit newer? Certainly, I know there's probably varying levels of experience. And you may have been told before that, if that's the case, you just fake it till you make it. Anyone ever heard just fake it till you make it? Okay. Yeah, I've been told to fake it till you make it. I've actually tried to do that in the past. Here's the thing I want you guys to know. Don't ever fake it. Just don't fake it. It's about trust. It's about being you. It's about being authentic. The beautiful thing about this business, and specifically this team, is that you don't have to fake it because you've got the team, right? Are there competent people on this call right now? You bet it. How do I say this without cussing? You better believe it. Right? Okay. So here's the thing. Don't fake it. Just lean into your team. Just let people know, hey, I'm new, but I'm partnered up with some of the most experienced people in this business, and they're my personal mentors, and they're going to be your personal mentors. When you plug somebody in new, you have them leverage the experience and competence of the team. And then when you guys who are more experienced have new people, you say, don't worry about it. Just lean into me, lean your people into me, and teach them to do the same with their people as they become more competent. You with me? Okay, don't fake it. Be real, people. Chemistry, character, competence, the first three. And they are based on these principles. You may have heard this before. If you guys are personal growth junkies like me, you've probably seen a lot of these principles in a lot of places, but this is based on this idea that if somebody's going to do business with you, they only care about three things. They only care about three things. Can I trust you? Are you good at what you do? Do you care about me? Okay. Got them out of order, but you get the idea. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? That's all that people really care about. Now, we're going to talk a little later about the subconscious mind, how the subconscious mind runs 85% of your life, everything that you do. Sometimes people feel these questions at a subconscious level. It's not something they're thinking, but it's something they're feeling. It's at a subconscious level. But you need to know that if people come at you with any sort of objections, objections come from these three questions. All objections come from these three questions. Does that mean that you should not be a pro and be able to overcome objections? Absolutely not. You need to be able to overcome objections. You just have to understand that this is a signal that this relationship needs more investment. Make sense? So if you are interested in joining my team and you've got some objections and I help you overcome those objections and you join my team and I stop there, the chances of you quitting are about 100% down the road. I got you over the start line, but now I need to continue to invest in that relationship so that your heart can feel good, so that you can be confident, and so you can continue to build your business. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Sorry, I don't want to get off on too many tangents. You know, I can train you all day on this stuff and never even show you Teamzy. Let's keep going. Consistency. Number 4, consistency. How many of you, when you saw the word consistency hit your screen, got like a in your stomach? Because consistency sucks, right? It does. You know what's so crazy about consistency? How many think it's hard to be consistent? Anyone feel that way? Yeah. Here's the thing. It's not hard to be consistent. It's hard to be consistent doing the right things that we're supposed to be doing. It's really easy to be consistent doing the bad habits, isn't it? Isn't that so true? Okay, so but here's the thing, guys. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about consistency, and that's this. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. This is the principle. People respect consistency, and they desire it for themselves. I love this. I love this. This is paraphrased from one of my favorite books. It's called, I don't know if you can see me in this little window. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Bob Cialdini. Okay, there's the title for you guys. I'll flash it for you. I highly recommend it. Put it on your personal development list. One of the things he talks about is how consistency, the desire to be consistent, is one of the primary motivators for all people. Huge. Guys, when we were kids, we called it peer pressure, right? It motivated everything we did. As we grow up, that feeling is still there. People who are consistent are attractive to us. How many of you guys who are consistently posting, let's say on social media, get messages like you're an inspiration? You guys ever been told you're inspiring? And then you ask your husband, am I inspiring? Or your kids? What? Right? No, of course you inspire them. My point is that people think you're inspiring because they see you being consistent. That's hard. And it's attractive. The cool thing about being consistent, it builds trust. As a parent, is it important to be consistent to build trust with your kids? So important. And it's the same with everybody. When people see you doing the right things consistently, it builds trust and it attracts people to you. So you get like a double win, because not only does it help build trust, which helps you build your business, but people will be attracted to you and your team when they see you being consistent. It's kind of like a marketing channel. Think about that tomorrow when you don't feel like doing something that you know you're supposed to do to be consistent, right? Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. As my good late friend Zig Ziglar used to say, a checkup from the neck up. Are you guys consistent? Or do you do all the right things consistently that you're supposed to be doing? Share your business and post on social media and things like that. You guys do that, right? The question I have is, are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent with your relationships? Okay, so what do I mean by that? I mean, are you as consistent about staying in touch with relationships one-on-one as you are maybe posting on social every day? This is huge, guys. It's so big. And I'm going to explain to you the principle behind this. But here's your principle, that first one, which is that people won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you until they see you. What do I mean by this? I mean, you guys post on social, and I have to admit, when I first started my business, even though I knew all these principles, you guys, I did the same thing because it was easier. I posted on social, I crafted a great post, and I got a bunch of likes, and I got somebody to join the business, and I was like, win. But you know, for every one of those posts that you do and people like it, there's hundreds or in some cases, thousands of people that you know who aren't doing anything with it, right? They don't respond at all. Those people still see what you're doing, but they don't believe you mean them. Why would they believe you mean them if you haven't messaged them or talked to them since high school? When you're saying, hey, everybody, all my friends, come and see what I'm doing, join me. They don't believe you. They think that's cool what she's doing with those people, but I'm not part of that. They need to hear from you directly, guys. You need to understand that relationship building is a contact sport, which means you have to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship with them. You have to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship with them. It's not that I forgot that I said it. I said it twice because I wanted you to know it was important. Okay, here's my principle. And this is the diamond principle of tonight's presentation. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Now, you can invest a lot of time and you can invest a little time. And I'm going to show you guys how to be really efficient with your time. But I want to give you a quick example. Let me just come out here and look at your faces for a second. Oh, look at all you guys hiding behind your cameras. Come on, get engaged with the training. Or else I just think you're buying Lululemon online right now. Sorry, I just busted my wife on that one. Okay, so here's the thing. How many of you guys have ever received like a really great note card? Like a birthday card or an anniversary card or just because card. And the card had a lot of blank space and somebody that you care about filled that blank space in with a heartfelt message. Anyone ever receive something like that? Yeah. Okay. And when you receive that and you read it, it has an emotional impact almost immediately, right? Are you guys, anybody a total baby like me? I like the card better than the present. Okay, so you get this great card and it has an emotional impact. And then after you're done reading it, right, it's like, oh, that was nice. Crumble it up and throw it in the trash. Right? How many of you guys save those? You have like a drawer or a special box, or in some cases stacks of boxes, right, of these special cards. You put them on the wall. I love that. Okay, now here's the thing. When people pass away, those personal cards and letters are the most precious things that they leave behind, aren't they? What's so precious about them? Have you ever thought about it? Why do we keep them? Well, I'm going to tell you, don't worry, I won't make you think too hard. Here's the thing. When somebody writes you a note like that, they've invested their most precious thing, their time. They've invested their time in giving you that card and telling you how they feel. When someone's writing a card like that, do you think they're able to play on their phone and go on Facebook and do things like that at the same time? No, it's undivided attention. And that is why people save note cards forever. Just a little side note about this, because this teach isn't really about note cards, just an example. But have you guys ever thought about what marketing materials you could use in your business that people would love getting and never throw away? Has anyone ever thought of that? Well, I just told you what it is, by the way. It's a handwritten note card. A handwritten note card is the marketing material that will never be thrown away and that will be most treasured by people. So make sure you're adding those in. And when you're in Teamzy and you're recording contacts, one of the things you can record is that you sent them a card. But I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Facebook and how powerful that can be too. But let me ask you one more question on this example. Have you guys ever received one of these, like a little card like this? It's a postcard. Happy birthday, Eric, from my State Farm insurance guy. It looks handwritten, but it's really not. It's just printed at the printer. You guys ever get these? Do those go in the special place? No, they didn't require any time, right? Trash, meaningless. I want you guys to get this because we do things because it's easier for us, and we wonder why people don't value them. Make sense? If you want to make an impact in people's lives, you actually have to start by making an impact in people's lives. I know that sounded strange, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Okay, let's jump back over here real quick. Where am I? I'm back in my presentation. I'm at the very end. Don't worry. We're going to go to Teamzy now. Honest. So basically you need a system, and this is what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for and why I built Teamzy, because it wasn't there. I needed a system to stay in contact with all my relationships. Remember, a relationship is deepened by regular contact. I needed a way to stay in touch with everybody. And just so you guys know, if I meet somebody or somebody wants to be my friend on Facebook, I feel like I won the lottery. I don't care who they are. I know that they know hundreds of people, and I know that they want to be connected with me, and I'm going to stay in contact with them. Make sense? Also, know when to contact them. I wanted a way to just know, boom, who do I contact today? Who do I not contact today? Just put it in front of me, make it easy. Also, what to say. I'm the kind of person that will spend all day trying to think of the perfect thing to say. Anyone like that? So I just needed to have it at my fingertips. Now, good for you guys. We spent a long time refining what to say, made it easy for you. And I wanted a way to make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. This is a big one, and it happens to everybody because you talk to people and they're interested, and they're, you're like, this is my next builder. I'm so excited. And then for whatever reason, they're not ready. And that ever happened to somebody? And then you find out they've joined under somebody else. Oh, it's heartbreaking. But you know what, guys? You just needed a system. They fell through the cracks. You planted the seed in their mind, got them thinking about it. They just weren't ready yet. And somebody else was there when they were ready. That's all. Happens. You need a system like Teamzy to keep you on track with that. Okay, let me jump out of here and we'll actually show you Teamzy. Where am I? Come on, computer. There it is. Okay. Do you guys ever encourage your computer like you do your dog? I do. I do like that. Come on. Stuff like that to my computer, trying to get it to obey me. Okay, it doesn't work with either one of them. So here's Teamzy. This is the Keep Collection version of Teamzy. Okay, so just so you guys know, and I know we talked about it at the very beginning, but you can go to teamzy.com and get a free trial. We do a 30 days free. We don't ask for anything. We don't ask for your credit card number or anything weird like that. So you get it absolutely free, full access for 30 days, okay? And then when you go sign up, make sure that you choose the Keep version, okay? And then it'll be customized for you. Okay, why do I do the 30-day free trial? Because I know, first of all, yes, Teamzy, we get paid for you to use Teamzy. Absolutely. I've got kids, lots of them. Okay, I've got lots of them. And I don't apologize for getting paid for what I do. Do you? I hope not. I hope not. You guys deserve every penny you earn. But here's the thing. I gave you 30 days free because I absolutely know that if you work this for 30 days, you will earn way more than Teamzy costs. And you'll be totally stoked. I actually believe that every single person who uses their 30-day free trial should be able to buy an entire year of Teamzy with the extra commissions that they generated in that free month. Okay, so there we go. So get your free trial. Now let me show you what it looks like. So this is my dashboard. When you first log into your free trial, you'll be inside a setup wizard. The setup wizard is designed to make setting this up easy, at least as easy as possible, right? And it looks like this. If you've dismissed it, it's right here under settings on the right. So now we're in the setup wizard. Okay, so the first thing that it's going to do is ask you if you want to get Facebook Messenger tips, which I recommend. It's really helpful during your trial to get those, okay? Because you don't read emails, let's be honest. You guys just don't read your emails, do you? No, which is why you should be using Teamzy and not some weird email system, because guess who doesn't also read emails? Your customers and prospects, that's right. They read them sometimes. You read them sometimes, but you know. Okay, welcome to Teamzy. We got 3 things to do. We're gonna set an income goal, okay? We're just gonna set your goal, how much income you wanna be earning, and then Teamzy's gonna backward engineer that and tell you what to do to hit the goal. Pretty cool, right? Then we're gonna create a powerful why so that you won't quit. 1 out of 2 people quits this business in a year. Brutal. It's just because they don't know why they're in the game. We'll help you with that. And then we'll get your contacts into Teamzy so you can be super mega organized and have everything in one place. Ready? All right, let's go do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is set an income goal. Now there's an empty box here and you set the goal. Okay? And so, excuse me a second. Getting over a cough. I'm kind of over it, but it's still there, just kind of hanging out with me. So I put 150,000 as my goal. This is the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now. Okay? Now, if you're already way beyond that in your business, I want you to set a goal that is a reasonable amount of new business you can create this year. Make sense? I believe every one of you should at least set a goal of 100,000. Now, I'm just going to show you why, and you can always change that if you feel like it's too intense. But I think if you did 100,000, you'd be able to manage this in an hour a day. Okay. All right, I put 150 though. So just my backstory, when I left my job to work network marketing, that was my salary. So that was my goal. My wife was like, you need to get another job. I was like, just give me time to create the income, okay? All right, so here we go. Now Teamzy is telling me that I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months, okay, to get this. To get to at least, I mean, it's not an exact science, but it's pretty close. Okay, so 4,348 people I need to connect with to get to my goal. Is that a lot? Does that seem like a lot? How many of you guys connect with 4,000 people a year? Anyone? That you do now. Now that you have Teamzy, it'll be easy. Let me show you. Okay. And then it breaks it down. So if you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? One bite at a time. If you guys wonder who's over there, I keep looking, that's you guys. Your faces are over there. So I keep having to look, got to look at your faces. This breaks it down for me into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and designers. Okay. And then it takes it from yearly to monthly to weekly to daily. So now that huge number, which could be overwhelming, is now something I can handle. It's connect with 9 prospects a day, 6 customers a day, 4 designers on my team. It's 19 connects, 19 people. Now, these are suggestions. You can change them by just writing over them. I'm going to change that to 10 so that it's an even 20 because I like even numbers. So now that's connecting with 20 people a day. Now, what do I mean by connecting? I literally just mean connecting. Hey, how you doing? Hi. The idea is just to start a conversation and make their day. And I'll give you guys some easy scripts on how to do that. But the idea there is just, hey, I just want to make your day. I just want to connect, get a smile, and let you know I'm here, and maybe start a conversation with you. That's it. I'm not messaging people to invite them or sell them or recruit them or do some sort of weird script, because they're guarded and jaded against that, aren't they? Totally. And the truth is that's not my goal. My goal is to make their day. That is my goal. My goal is to help them. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe I'm changing lives. I believe that I'm helping empower people. How many of you guys agree with what you're doing? Yeah. And so I need to be building relationships and helping people and being a trusted advisor for everybody on my list. And as I build trust, people are going to become more interested in what I'm doing. Make sense? Okay. Now, daily invites, this next box, this defaults to 3 as the minimum. You can change that to whatever you want. An invite is when you're talking about the business. You're inviting them to an event. You're giving them a sample or whatever. Getting them on an opportunity call, 3-way call, whatever it is. Those invite opportunities are uncovered in the conversations you're starting up here. Okay, so you're starting conversations, just talking to people. And when there's opportunities to talk about the business in a natural way, you do it and you invite them. So the goal here is on my income goal, I'm going to connect with 20 people a day. Out of those 20 connects, I'm going to create minimum of 3 opportunities to invite people to my business. Okay, so that's 17 that are going by without an invite. Make sense? And then I'm adding 3 people to my list every day. Now, a lot of times you guys, you're just adding people you already know that you haven't thought of that are on your list. But you're also going to be meeting new people. You're going to be meeting people on social media. It's really important to always be adding new people to your list. Okay? Meeting new people. You got to have fresh water. It's like a beautiful lake where you need fresh water or it becomes the Dead Sea. Okay. Next. So that's done. And when I clicked continue just now, what it did was it took those goals, those daily targets, and it created a dashboard for me. When I go to the dashboard, you'll see them. That's configured to my goals. So every one of you will have a different dashboard based on the goals you set right there and set up. Pretty cool? Okay. Finding your why. You guys with me still? This is good. Finding your why. I get really excited about this part. This is huge. You know, we talked to you guys a little bit about, I talk to myself. I refer to myself as we all the time. I guess it's just me right now. I have an amazing team behind me, so I'm always trying to give them the credit. Here's the thing. 1 out of 2 people quit this business in the first year. That's the stat. And it's brutal. It's brutal when you work really hard to recruit designers to your team and they quit, right? And especially when they're excited and then they fizzle out. Part of my mission is to help you get more of them some results right away so that they can continue with that excitement, right? Because you know that if you get some results right away, you're going to keep going. Okay. But the bottom line is this. People quit all the time. Every single one of you have quit things. I've quit things. We're quitters. Right? Geez, Eric. Okay, I'm going to get to the good stuff. Okay, but here's the thing. We are also amazing people who succeed at things, don't we? What's the difference? The only reason people ever succeed at anything is because they have a reason to. The why is bigger than the what. Right? Have you guys ever read Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect? Anyone ever read that? You guys need to read that book if you haven't read it. Get your teams to read it. The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy. He gives a great example in that book where he says, if you put a beam across the ground and said, would you walk across this beam for $20? Would you do it? How many of you would do that? And then he says, if I put the same beam suspended across the tops of 2 skyscrapers, more than 100 floors in the sky, would you walk across the same beam for $20? Anyone? No way. Now, he changes the scenario again and he says, now you're on one roof and you're confronted with the beam, and on the other roof are your children and that building's on fire. Now will you cross the beam? How many of you would cross the beam over skyscrapers to get to your children off a burning roof? Absolutely. What's the difference? The reason. Now let's look at something maybe a little more dull. How many of you are super excited about building a huge business, about being financially independent, having the freedom to be the master of your destiny? How many of you guys are excited about that? Now, forgetting the fact that life happens and it's hard sometimes, right? You guys get it. What's the thing you guys have been in? A bomb cyclone? Something like that? Like weather, acts of God, relationships implode, the economy crashes. Like those things are going to happen, right? But let's talk about just this daily thing like this. I don't really feel like it today. Anybody ever have that feeling? Like I worked really hard this week. I just don't feel like it today. We feel that all the time. And here's the thing I will guarantee you guys. If you don't have a powerful why to push you through that emotion will build up 2 or 3 days in a row. Guess what happens? 2 or 3 days in a row, all your momentum in your business is gone. 4 days in a row, you're thinking about putting it on the back burner, which is code, by the way, for quitting. If you ever hear yourself saying those words, slap yourself. It doesn't have to, listen, I know you guys have heard trainers tell you about finding your why. What's your vision, your purpose for your business? And you're like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I have no idea how to do that. I'm going to demystify it for you. It's really not that hard. Guess what? You already know it. It's in the subconscious. You got to bring it out. We got to bring it out. We built this into the Teamzy setup wizard because it's so important. Why do you need this to work the software? You don't. You need it to be successful. That's why we built the software. We built the software to help you be successful. You need your why. Let me take you through the process. I'm going to share my story with you guys as an example, okay? I know yours will be different, but let's just do it together real quick. So in Teamzy, we've got these just like 5 questions. Why'd you become a designer? First one, why'd you become a designer? And you can lead your team through this when they sign up. Okay. Now, I was a Beachbody coach. That's the business that I was in. So I'm going to just use that example so you can get the idea. But it's the same idea. So why did I do that? I started because I found the products, loved them. I lost a bunch of weight and I was excited about them. I was telling people about them anyways. I was already doing it. And then I found out I could be getting paid for that. So that made sense to me. So that's why I did it, to make extra money. Anyone? Okay, good. Next question. What do you hope to accomplish? What do you hope to accomplish? Now, when I signed up for this, I asked my sponsor, I said, do you think I can make $500 a month doing this business? Just extra money. He said, absolutely. I think you can make $500 a month doing this business. Great. That's what I hope to accomplish. I just wanted to make $500 a month. Why is that important to you? I'm on the 3rd question now. And these questions are just kind of memory joggers. They're just to get you thinking, guys. Why is that important to you? I wanted to save $500 a month. I wanted to save it. I wanted to earn it and put it in the bank. Now, just to give you guys context, and I know that everybody has lives with stuff happening. I told you guys in the beginning that I was a business coach and a business consultant. I specialized with real estate agents. Any real estate agents on tonight? That's who I worked with. And then what happened in 2008, 2006, 2007, it was just going bigger and bigger. It was so awesome. We were so busy. We were signing up customers like crazy, hiring people like nobody's business. Our company went from 75 people to 400 people in 2 years. We were growing so fast. And then what happened? We call it the Great Recession now, right? The Great Recession happened and real estate went out the window for like 2 years, completely, overnight. Overnight, 90% of the income in the economy that paid us for our services disappeared. It was so scary, you guys. It was so scary. And eventually I was laid off along with most of my company. And here I was, the sole breadwinner for my family, and I had no job. I was terrified. And I know some of you guys probably went through that. 40% of my neighborhood was foreclosed. Is that crazy? We were upside down $250,000 on our mortgage overnight. And it was scary. And I just have to say, like, I'm grateful. By God's good grace, we made it through that recession. I found work in another industry for a while. It kept us afloat. But, you know, we went through our savings that we had, and we did not save anymore. We didn't save. We were paycheck to paycheck for a long time. In fact, it was almost 7 years before I went through this process of finding my why. I had not saved any money. Zero. So my sponsor didn't know that $500 a month in the bank was a big deal to me. It was huge. It was symbolic. It was a symbolic number because that was my automatic savings transfer, my monthly automatic savings transfer before. So it was a big deal to me that I wanted to make that. He was like, oh, and this kid wants to make $500 a month, whatever. And as you're going through that and you're talking to yourself or you're talking to your team, you know, sometimes these questions, these answers will seem shallow, but they're a little bit deeper. So then I get to the fourth one. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? And the first thing that I thought of that I wanted to do with that savings was to buy a new house for my family. How many of you guys dream of a new house? Anyone? We had a beautiful house. It was just small. My wife and I got it, you know, in the beginning of a relationship. Now we have 4 kids. There were just people and toys everywhere. Anyone ever feel like and laundry, right? Laundry and toys and people there was nowhere to go to escape it, much less build a business. If you guys go back on the Teamzy YouTube and look back, you'll see me doing presentations from inside a woodshed. I literally, to build my business, I'll save that piece of the story in a minute. I wanted to buy a new home for the family. That's what I wanted to do. I figured if I could save $500 a month long enough, I'd have a down payment for a new house. Okay? Next question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Now, do you guys see how in 5 minutes I went from, I guess I'll sign up as a distributor because I'm already referring people to it, to, wow, we could buy a new house. This gets you thinking about the business opportunity in a new way. Now, when I got to this last question, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? First of all, I have to be honest with you guys. As much as I love personal growth and development, and I've read a million books, like I hate this stuff. How many of you guys hate this stuff? You know, when you like go to a new group and they have the icebreaker question, like, you know, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream and why? It's like, oh, really? Dude, leave me alone with this stuff. I don't want to sing Kumbaya with you right now. But the truth is you got to do this work. You got to do it. So I looked at this and I hated it, and then I thought about it. Here's the truth. Is buying a home meaningful? It's just a materialistic goal, right? I don't know. Is it meaningful? Like, I thought about it. I go, you know, at the very least, it's symbolic because a home symbolizes family, right? And here's what I realized when I looked at the second half of the question. How does this make you feel? I realized something was going on the whole time, but it was in my subconscious. I hadn't really given it thought consciously. And it was this. My life wasn't what I wanted it to be. I was completely missing my children's growing up. This was my life. I'd wake up in the morning before the sun came up and I'd be ready for work. My kids would be in their pajamas when I left. I'd kiss them goodbye and go to work. I'd work all day long, come back. My kids would be done with dinner, in the bath already when I got home, and I would tuck them in. That was my relationship with my kids. Good morning and good night. And here I was working all this time, missing everything. So what? So I could be stuck in a career that I wasn't able to save money for 6 years. And I was at the top of my career, so there was nowhere to go. I just felt stuck. Anyone relate to that? I just felt stuck. Not only that, but I was in a career that I knew that every recession, I would be clinging for my dear life and worried that I would lose my work or my job. And it was really scary. So all of a sudden, this opportunity, this network marketing opportunity was totally different. It was like, wow, wait a second. This is more than $500 a month. This is actually a way for me to be the architect of my life. This is an opportunity for me to change everything. My career is not going to get me there. I'm stuck there. This is a way for me to create everything that I want on my own terms. Are you guys with me? That's the point of these 5 questions, is to get you there on your own so that you can understand what it is that is really driving you in your heart. So The very last box is my why. And this is where you write down kind of the collection of your thoughts and you create a statement. Here's the why statement, word for word, that I wrote. Gosh, what is it? 2018? Just over 3 years ago. Man, it's been an amazing 3 years. I wrote this down: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and I'm full of energy. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. Cool, right? You can borrow some of my sentences if they resonate with you. I enjoy quality time with my family. I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This becomes my why. Now, when I click this continue button, guys, this why will be published on the dashboard of Teamzy, and it'll be in front of my face every day. So on the days where I say, gee whiz, I don't feel like doing this today, I have to confront myself with this statement and say, what does it mean when I say I don't feel like I'm going to do it today? This is what it means. I don't feel like having a life free of worry about money. I don't feel like having a life where I get to be with my kids and my wife every day. I don't feel like being healthy and full of energy. I don't feel like doing any of that today. It's hard, right? It's hard. And then I flip it around the other way. I go, I could get this Teamzy, I could get my list in Teamzy done in 30 minutes. Why don't I just suck it up and do it? You with me? And what happens when I do that? When I push through, when I get it done and I start connecting with people and people start going, oh my gosh, it's great to hear from you. And then I get that energy from those relationships and I'm having fun. It's like, thank God I had that why. Guys, don't skip this. Don't skip this part. I will guarantee you this. If you skip the why, because you're like, oh, I don't have time for that hippy dippy stuff, you're going to quit the business. That's all. It's just too hard to push through. It's not even the hard times that are hard to push through. It's the boring times. It's the lack of visible results times. What would we eat if farmers gave up because the seed hadn't germinated yet and everything's in the ground still? Okay? All right. I'm sorry. It's so passionate.
I have to interrupt.
Please.
So I actually try to start my day with the hard things on my list just to get them over with. And sometimes it's just easier because if I look at I want to accomplish these 6 or 8 or 10 things in a day and I look at them and I dread some of them, I'm like, well, my day would get so much easier if I just got those 2 hard things out of the way.
Yeah.
And then it makes the rest of my day easy. And it's actually lifts such a huge weight off my shoulders. So I actually do things backwards than probably most people would do because they would kind of work up to their hard things. But I do it the opposite because it's just, I'd rather my day get easier.
And guys, she does things backwards than the way most people do. And she has more success than most people do. I don't know if you want to correlate those things, but I would write that down if I was you guys. Okay. All right. So you guys with me on the why part? Get your why done and make sure you get make sure your teammates get their why done. And here's the thing, guys, don't be surprised if they don't want to do that and they don't stick with the business. Okay. The last step for setup is getting your contacts in. Okay. So you're going to get your contacts from your back office. You need to get 2 things. You want to get your first level designers in. Okay. First level designers in. And then you want to get your customers in. Okay. And after you get those 2 groups in, then I love this, by the way, you can go get your Facebook's friends list and Facebook's. No, there's no S on that. Sorry. It's just been one of those days, too much coffee. Get your Facebook friends list in here. Now, the cool thing about this is if you're like me, you go through your Facebook Messenger and try to remember who you contacted and try to keep up with it. If you have it in Teamzy, you'll be organized. You won't be doing that. There's going to be a plan, a method to it. Okay. Now, once you get all those in, and there's some videos here to help you with it, but I also want you guys to know, we've got over here on the left side of Teamzy, the Help Center, there's more specific videos and FAQs and things here too. So if you want more help, you can get those. And there's always this help button so you can get our team to help you. Okay. They'll even do a one-on-one walkthrough with you if you need that to set up. So please don't get stuck for more than an instant. Get help. Okay. So once we've got them all imported, we've got one more step. I'm going to go over on my left navigation here. We're on the dashboard now. I'm going to go to Team. Team is where your whole list lives. Okay. So this is like your Rolodex. It's got your prospects, your customers, and your designers all together in one list. You can break them out too by clicking on them. Okay. So when you do an import, you're going to be in this, it's called rank mode. I'll turn it on right here. And what this does is you're going to jam down your list and you're going to rank people on a 5-star rating system. They're going to already be a 3 because everybody just starts as a 3. We do that to make it easier for you because most of your relationships will be 3s. Okay, but you're going to go through, and if you see somebody that you really like or you feel you have a good relationship with, maybe you'll make them a 5 or a 4. And if you see somebody that you don't even know who they are, you could demote them or you could leave them a 3. Okay, whatever. You're going to go down your list. If you see somebody who shouldn't be there, you can just delete them by clicking the little trash can. Okay, and you just jam down your list and you do it. You guys know how to do this. You do it for Netflix, Yelp, Amazon, right? And if you don't, you read everybody else's ratings. Okay, why do we do this? Why do we do this step? There's an important principle at play here, okay? First of all, you guys need to understand this concept. If you want to prioritize your time, you first have to prioritize your relationships. Okay, I'm going to say that again so you can write that down. If you want to prioritize your time, you first have to prioritize your relationships. Okay, so we do this because if somebody has a 5-star ranking, we're going to talk to them more often than if they have a 2-star ranking. Okay, this determines how often they come up on Teamzy. You set this up once and you never have to plan. Teamzy will just tell you who to connect with today based on the rankings. Okay, so let me show you how this works. Let me just go to the dashboard and we'll crush power hour together. I know you guys have been with me for a while. We'll crush power hour together. It's going to be fun. I'm having a drinking problem. Okay, just the quick tour here. On your dashboard, today's activities, these are the goals that we set. Connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 designers, right? That'll have your goals based on your income goal. Dailies are just things that we need to do every day to be successful. So these are just reminders. Did you post on social? Did you do personal development work? Are you showcasing your products? Are you getting some exercise, taking care of your body? I can't tell you how many people message me and go, I wish it didn't say exercise because that doesn't have anything to do with my business. Guys, if you don't take care of yourself and have energy to serve others, you can't be successful. Okay? I want that to be irritating to you because then you're going to go do it eventually. You're going to be like, Eric, I'm so sick of that not being checked. So I worked out. I feel great. Good. So who's up next? This little section in the middle here, guys, this is where the magic happens. Okay? This is where we do our power hour. You've got 2 sides. The left side are your lists of who you're going to connect with. The right side is where you log that activity. Okay, so first I've got prospects as my first list, and then customers, then my designers, and then my follow-ups list. Okay, so let's show you how this works. We'll crank through this. First person on my list is Jay. Now, I use primarily Facebook Messenger to communicate because it is the most responded to form of communication right now. So if you're friends with someone on Facebook, you should be messaging them there. They'll respond more often. And even if they don't respond, they 100% read your messages there. Okay, which is all good too. So I've got Facebook open in a separate tab here so I can send messages. The first person on my list is Jay, and I'm going to go send her a message. Now, you may get somebody on your list where you're like, I don't really remember who that person is, or I barely know that person, or, right? Does that ever happen? Or maybe I just have no clue what I'm going to say to this person. So right here in the center of this connect box is the scripts button. Click that, and there's some great scripts to start a conversation with. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite one, Connect One. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Guys, I've personally used this script thousands of times. The response rate is really high. It's better than 50%, right? Just sending this message. People like it. They smile and they send you smiley emoticons and thank you for connecting with them. And you have a conversation. So I'm going to copy that script. Now I'm going to jump over and I'm just going to look Jay up. Oops, you got to be able to type the name though. There she is. Look at that. I'm going to look her up, and I'm going to send her a message. Okay, now that script is already on my clipboard. I copied it from Teamzy. I'm just going to change the name. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Now, I'm going to have to record this in Teamzy, so I'm just going to copy it so I don't have to type, just to make it easier. Let's send that. So that message has now been sent to Jay. Okay. Now I'm just going to log it here in Teamzy. That was a Facebook message, and I'm just going to paste it in there. Boom, there it is. See? Log. Now watch what happens. Jay's off my list. I have 1 on my scoreboard, and now Julie's up next. I'm just going to do the same thing. There she is. Haha, you knew I was going to use you guys as my examples. I'm going to send her the same message. Guys, just for expediency's sake, I'm going to change the name. Okay, are you guys with me? It's so easy. How do you see how I can start 10 conversations in 10 minutes? Seriously. And you don't have to use that script. You can use different ones. That one seems to work great though. Look, there it is. Boom. Done. Look, I've got 2 done. My goal is 10. I'm going to just keep doing that, guys, until I get to 10. Now, what'll happen is they'll start responding. Don't get in the conversation yet. You got to finish all your outgoing messages first. Okay, I know you're excited. Oh my gosh, people are responding to me. I want to have these conversations right now, but it's only going to take you 30 minutes to get through all these outgoing ones. So get those done first. So when I send out 10 to my prospects, I'm going to go to my customers next. My goal is 6. So now I'm going to connect with the first 6 people that come up. So again, I'm going to go to Carlotta. I'll go to scripts. Now I've got customer scripts, by the way, which is kind of cool. So look, this is a great one for asking for recommendations. Lisa, your whatever recent purchases look amazing on you. You must be getting a lot of positive attention. I'm planning my calendar now, looking at who I'll be able to help this month. Before it fills up, I wanted to ask you if there's anyone you care about that might like to learn more about Keep Collective. Great. Send me their contact information. I'll get them more information. Here's my favorite one, though. Are you guys ready? Here's my favorite one. No, wait, not this one. This one. Hi, Jane. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Who has sent this one to a customer yet that's using Teamzy? Have you guys used this one? Every single person here, I want you to pick like some of your favorite customers and send them this message tomorrow, just so you can see the response to it. People love hearing this. Oh my gosh, you just made my day. How did you know I needed that today? It's just amazing, guys. We're so starved for that kind of affection from people. It really does. It's really meaningful, right? And I know that you can really impact and change someone's life if you can help them build this business, but you can also really impact their life just by being there, just being a friend and messaging them. Okay, so we're going to send these scripts, same thing, bam, 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 bam. I'm going to do 6 customers. I'm going to send them a message. This is how I stay in touch with them. Now, there's 3 reasons why you want to be in touch with your customers. And I'm telling you guys this because I know some of you guys have neglected your customer list, and I'm not trying to beat you up, but I'm just trying to get you really, really reinvigorated with them because your customers are like gold bricks. No, they're more like the golden goose, the goose that lays the golden eggs. That's a better analogy because they keep growing you. You need to be in touch with your customers 3 reasons. The first reason is this. It's your duty. It's your duty. They're your customer. Your duty is to serve them, right? You guys get that. I don't need to say it a 3rd time. Number two, if you stay in touch with customers, they will order more. If you're in touch with them, they will order more. If you teach your team to stay in touch with their customers, they're going to order more. Guess what that does? Everyone's volume goes up, and your customers are enjoying more of these products. Number 3, the number 1 hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. The number 1 hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. Somebody who loves the products is going to be talking to them already, to everybody they know, showing them off. They've already created a pool of prospects for you that you don't even know about yet. And you can only get introduced to those people by staying in consistent contact with your customers. You with me? Okay. Finally, we're going to connect with our team.
I'm sorry. I'm dying to jump in and say something too, is that not only can you import customers and prospects and all those things, but there's a section where you can import your designers, like your personalized designers, your personal gen designers. And I will be totally transparent with you guys because that's how I always am. I have such a big first line and personal gen that I know in the past I've let people slip through the cracks. And so this organization tool of when somebody says to me they want to hear from me every 3 months or every month or once a week or whatever, and being able to schedule these is just, honestly, it's lifting a huge weight off my shoulders because I feel like, oh my gosh, this is how I'm going to manage, 200 people in my personal gen and 100 people in my first line. So I'm super excited, not only about the reach outs, but as a leader, being able to manage team things as well. So sorry, just had to chime in there.
No, and I'm glad you did because I always tell people the reason we call it Teamzy is because the first priority is building your team, creating a family and a community. And I get the opportunity like tonight to talk to some of the top leaders and lots of networks and their teams. And a lot of times the team has grown to a point where the leaders have lost touch with some of the people. And that's just because they don't have a system like this. And it's so important, you guys, because having a Facebook group is great. Getting on a live Zoom call is great, but getting a message one-on-one from somebody is everything, especially in this business. And you guys need to know too, that just like jobs, people on your team stay longer in the business and persist based on the relationship than they do on the income. Now, relationship plus income, that's what Teamzy is all about. We get both. Okay. Last bit here that I want to talk to you guys really quick is follow-ups. So now we've connected with our prospects, our customers, our designers. All these circles now are full. We've got our scores up there. We hit our goals. That should take you, in this example, 150,000 is the goal. It was 20 connects. You should be able to do that in 30 minutes. Okay? The key is consistent. The key is consistent. Okay? All right. Now, how do I get people on my follow-ups list? How do I get people on my follow-ups list? This last one. So let me just give you a quick example on this, and I'm going to teach you how to follow up like a pro, by the way, without being annoying. Pretty cool, right? So I've now sent out 20 messages. I'm having conversations. They're going, you know, you can't see my fingers, but I'm pretending to be messaging people with my thumbs, okay? This big old microphone's in my way. And I'm having great conversations. Some people didn't respond, which is no big deal. Guess what? I don't care. I don't have time to worry about the people who don't respond because I'm so busy talking to the people who did. And the people who didn't respond went to my Facebook page. They're like voyeurs in my amazing life right now, which is fine because they're coming back on my list in a few months. I'll connect with them again. But meanwhile, the people that did respond, let's say 10 people responded. Now I'm having conversations with them, right? 5 or 6 of those conversations fizzle out pretty quickly, but my goal is achieved if I got them to smile, or I was able to help them with something. I was able to recommend a book or a dentist or whatever, help them in some way. Encourage them, give them some advice, or share some of my knowledge with them. I don't know, just trying to help them. And then out of those conversations, at least 3 of those conversations I started progressed, and we were able to talk a little bit about the business. So let's just give an example. We messaged Jay. She was the first person we messaged. Let's just say I'm talking to Jay, and she's like, so is this thing, you know, this thing that you're doing, are you really making money on it? Is this really working for you? You know, and so we're talking about that. Now, people always ask me, how do you transition the conversation? Guys, this is a whole nother training, and I'm sure that Kathy can help you with this too. I'm sure she does already. But you ask questions, you listen for wants and needs. You listen for wants and needs, you listen for pain points. If people are struggling because they never get to see their kids, great. The thing that I love about my business is that I get to be with my kids every day. That's the thing that I love. Well, that's one of the things I love about my business. If they're complaining about money, one of the things that I love about my business is that I'm not worried about money anymore all the time like I used to be. If it's like I hate my boss, one of the things I love about my business is I get to be my own boss. Okay, so you're listening. You're just listening for what they need and finding ways to help them and talk to them about it. Well, tell me a little bit more about this. I wish I could be like you and be with my kids. And oh, you totally can. And I think you'd be really great at this. You do? Yeah. Listen, Jay, tonight our team is doing a Facebook event, a live opportunity call. Why don't I send you that link and you can jump on and just get some information and learn about it. And then I'll connect with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Does that sound good? She says, you know what, Eric? Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you send me the link? Great, no problem. Okay, so I'm giving you guys an example, right? So we've had a great conversation. We've caught up. We've talked about our kids, whatever. And now I'm going to invite her to something. So how do I find her? She's not on the dashboard anymore. So now I'm going to look her up in this lookup bar. Okay, there she is. I'm going to open the connect box by clicking that big blue connect button. And now this is a different kind of connect. This is an invite, right? So right here, I'm going to click on this invite and I'm going to do, let's see, it's an opportunity call, right? So I'm going to click opportunity call. All right. And then I'll just say I emailed her the opportunity link. Great. You with me? So now before I log this though, I need to set a follow-up. See, Jay is just a 5-star. She'll come back in 30 days. I want to set a follow-up for tomorrow, right? So click on follow-up. Now I can put her on my follow-ups list for tomorrow. So now you can see there's a follow-up set on her record. What this means is Jay is no longer, she's temporarily moved off my prospects list, which is where I'm just connecting with people. And now she lives on my follow-ups list. Okay, these are the people I'm actively connecting with about my business, not just deepening my relationship. And my goal is to put 3 people on that list every single day. So by Friday, I've got that empty list. By Friday, I have 15 people I'm working on there. Now, let me talk to you guys about following up like a pro. And don't worry, we built this all into Teamzy, so it's really easy. You really don't have to be good at it. You just follow the system. But basically, here's the deal. You guys know this. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. You guys have heard that before? I gotta look at your faces because I want you all to give me that disgusted look when I say this. 80% of all follow-ups between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you guys believe that's true? 80% of all sales, 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you guys follow up 10 times? Okay, why not? If you know that 80% of sales happen there, why don't you do it? Because you're worried about being annoying, right? Is that the number one reason? You're worried about being annoying. Okay, I'm going to teach you guys how to not be annoying in a second. But let me just get you guys this concept real quick. How many of you believe that what you have, this opportunities, could be life-changing for people? How many of you guys are doing this because you have a heart really to help people and change their lives? Starting with yours. Okay. Is there a way for you to help me change my life if I don't purchase the product or join the team as a designer? Do you have another method of doing that? Does anyone have another method? That's the method, right? The first thing I need to do is become a designer, and then you can help me change my life, correct? Now, if that's how we help people, and if you have a heart and a love to help people, that's the only way we help them. And 80% of the time, the only way to get them there is to follow up 7 to 10 times. That means, you guys, and I know Kathy posted this meme the other day because this is my favorite quote to say, but you need to have a mindset shift. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. If you love people and want to help them, the only way to help them is for them to join the team. And the only way for them to join the team is for you to follow up. Following up is the activity of love in this business. Put it on a little sticky note, put it on the corner of your screen. Following up is an act of love. Now, I'm going to teach you the 2 principles so you never be annoying. And you don't even have to listen to this because if you just use Teamzy and use our follow-up scripts, it's built in. Okay, but here are the 2 principles. And I know these 2 principles may fly in the face of what you've been taught for following up. And I will tell you that I stand by them because probably the way you've been taught is annoying, which is why you're not doing it 10 times. You with me? The first principle is this: never ask someone to do something in your follow-up. Never ask them to do something. Don't ask them to call you back. Oh, that's the worst. How annoying is that? Call me back. Why should I call you back? You're the one trying to sell me something, right? Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to text you back. Don't ask them to RSVP. Don't ask them to, that's a different thing, getting an RSVP. Don't ask them to do anything. It's annoying. It's up to you to continue following up. It's up to you to catch them, okay? That's the first principle. The second principle is this: make sure that your follow-up is like ideally Facebook message, but maybe a text message, and it's short and sweet so they can read it on the lock screen of their phone without opening the message. They want to read your follow-up on the lock screen of the phone without opening the message. Why? Because they don't want you to know they've seen it. Why don't they want you to know that? Because they're not going to respond right now. I see you guys laughing. You do that too, right? Yeah. You got to communicate with people the way they need to be communicated with. I know I ended a sentence with preposition. English teachers get over it. I haven't figured out how to rephrase that sentence. You need to communicate with them the way they need to be communicated with. Short, sweet, text, read on the lock screen. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to do this in Teamzy, and then I'm going to explain to you psychologically why people don't respond and why, in most cases, I would say the majority of people will not respond to the first 5 follow-ups at all. And you guys think there's something wrong with you or your relationship, or they don't like you, or they don't like the product, so they're not interested. And I'm telling you, most people don't even respond to the first 5, no matter how much they adore you. There's a psychological reason for it. And that is, by the way, why 80% of all sales happen beyond 7 follow-ups. I'll explain it in a second. But first, let me show you in Teamzy how friggin' easy this is. So I'm in Teamzy. Wait, here's Teamzy. I'm in Teamzy, and I get to my follow-ups list. First person on my list is Jay. Pretend I have 15 there. We'll go down the list the same way we do our other lists. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my scripts, and I'm going to grab a follow-up script. So now I'm just going to look for follow-up number 1. There it is. Boom. Here it is. Hi, Jane. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? I'm not asking her to do anything. I'm keeping it short. I'm going to message it to her so she can see it on our lock screen. And let's break the message down. It's all about her. I told her I'd follow up. I'm keeping the promise. I'm putting a deposit in her trust account with me. And I'm seeing if she has questions. I just want to help her. Okay, so I'll copy that script. I'll send it to Jay the same way we did before. By the way, Jay doesn't mind me sending all these messages. She works for Teamzy. Well, she might mind, but she doesn't complain. Okay, so I'm going to send her this message, right? Change the name. Great. Like I said, I copy and paste this back so I don't have to type notes every time. So I've sent that message. Now I'm going to log that follow-up. Now check this out, guys. This is really important. I'm going to set my next follow-up again for tomorrow. Always set, if I don't set the next follow-up, it clears it and puts her back on my prospects list. I want to keep her on my follow-ups list, so I always set the next one. Okay, now log it. Now tomorrow when I come to do my follow-ups list, I come to Jay. If I don't remember where she is in the process, I'll just click on activity and it'll show me, okay, there's what I sent her yesterday. Great. I'm going to come back here. Now I'm going to grab the next follow-up. Oh, wait, sorry. Scripts. I need to go scripts. I'm going to grab the next follow-up. This one's going to be follow-up number 2. By the way, I have got 10 in here for you. 10. You can follow up 10 times and just use my scripts. Okay, every single one of these has been honed and refined to be relational, to be about them, not about me, to be something that people are excited to get. So let me just explain to you guys what's happening psychologically with follow-ups. And I know, thank you guys for being with me. I'm kind of gone off on tangents. I've been talking a long time, but this is important stuff. So I'm talking to Jay about the opportunity. She went to the opportunity call. She's super excited. Wow, this looks so great. I could do this, right? She's thinking, I can do this. And I'm telling her, you'd be great at this. She could, really? Then what happens? Her subconscious mind, this is what's happening in our subconscious mind. Do you guys know what I mean by subconscious mind? Did you know that 85% of everything you do comes from your subconscious? How many of you guys have ever arrived home to the driveway of your home and not remembered how you got there? You actually drove home subconsciously. Is that scary or what? Yeah, but we can do that. Our brains work that way. The subconscious mind is designed to let your conscious mind kind of take a break, and it protects you. It keeps you safe. It keeps you safe, right? So what's happening is Jay's excited about this business opportunity, but subconsciously she's saying, no thanks. This is scary. This is change, first of all. And Jay, you don't need change. Change is scary. It's not safe. You've got a job. And yeah, you hate the job. You hate the job, yes, and you hate your boss, but it's a job. It's a paycheck every month. This isn't necessarily a paycheck every month. This is scary. We're not doing this. This is what's happening subconsciously. She doesn't even know it's happening. But it does drive her decision-making, 100%. So what happens is she's excited, but she doesn't act. Well, does that sound familiar? So I follow up. I send her that first message. What happens when she gets that message? She says, oh, and she smiles because for a moment, she's reconnected to that feeling of hope and excitement she had with me. Then what happens? Her subconscious kicks in like Oscar the Grouch and is like, no, nope, we're not doing that. And she doesn't even know this is happening. What happens is she goes, oh, I need to go look at that email that Eric sent. And she goes, oh, but the baby just threw up on the dog. So I need to go handle that first. So I'll just put my phone down for now and I'll connect with him later. And she goes and handles that. Your mind will create reasons to avoid it. Tomorrow she gets another message from me. Oh yeah. And nope, I can't do it today because of whatever. I can't respond today, which is great because she's not even having to open those messages. So she doesn't have the embarrassment of me knowing that she's reading them and not responding to me, right? Day 3, she gets another. Every time she gets one of these follow-up messages from me, she feels good about them because the way I'm wording it, the way I'm doing it is not being annoying. I'm just being encouraging. I'm being present. I told her I would help her and support her, and I am. Does that make sense? Guys, I'm loving her. And people get that. What will happen is typically around 5 or 6 will be when you get your first response. And most people in this business have long given up on that person. That's why you find out people join somebody else later. They just weren't ready when you were done talking to them, but somebody else continued talking to them and they were ready. Make sense? Around 5 or 6, you'll get a message back that says, thank you. You're awesome. I'm sorry I haven't been in contact, and they'll give you their excuses that they had come up with. And people, I'm telling you guys, it will blow your mind when people are like, thank you so much. You're so amazing. Thank you for staying in touch with me. And you're worried constantly about being annoying and people are thanking you for it. If you do it the right way, that will be the response, guys. So I'm going to continue now. From the standpoint of your highly leveraged and efficient day, you're just going to jam down your follow-ups list, grab the next follow-up and send it, move on to the next person. You're not even worried about this, right? You're just going to keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Keep working your list. Keep connecting with new people, starting new conversations, getting new people on the follow-ups list, inviting them to events, sending them information, putting them on your follow-ups list, and following up. Okay? You do this consistently, guys. Your business, you're going to have the amount of business will almost be overwhelming to you in a good way, though. In a good way, because it's yours. It's not like getting overwhelmed at work, at your job. It's yours. It's great. You're building something for you. Okay, so what happens? How do we finish her off? So I find out that Jay has now become a designer. She's got her kit and she's ready to start. So I'm going to look her up. This is how I finish her off in Teamzy. I'm going to look her up. And now I'm going to log the sale. So the little sale button, I'm just going to log that she got her starter kit and save it. Okay. Now I know that she has purchased, and I'm going to move her member type here from prospect over to designer by clicking on that. And then I can give her this designer type, personally sponsored. Okay. So you may have people that you want to keep on your list, sideline, upline, people that you want relationships with. You keep them on your list. You can just label them as such because you still want them to come up to get reminded to stay in touch with them. But okay, so she's personally sponsored. So now I've taken Jay through the whole process. We started a conversation with her, in some cases reconnected after years, had a conversation, invited her, followed up like a pro, and now she's on my team. I'll continue to build the relationship, but she'll show up on the designers list. Do you guys see how you do this? This system has been so refined and so improved by I think we're at 50,000 people who use Teamzy now across the networks. It is set up for you guys. All you need to do is plug in and start connecting. You just do this every day. This is your process. For an hour a day, you go through, you start new conversations, and you move those relationships along. And some of them are interested. You put them on your follow-ups list, and you keep following up. Boom, boom, boom. Do it all the time. Pipeline's full all the time. It's going to be so much fun. Okay. Now, Q&A. I'm just going to quick scan. Oh my gosh, you guys put a lot of chat messages. Never mind. I'm not going to scan the chat messages.
I have to jump in and just say a couple things because I'm getting so excited by all these chat conversations going on, and I'm trying to chat as you're talking. But a couple of things. So I talked to my leader call today, and I share with them about this, trying to get their teams on board just to visualize what this could be like for them. And really, the 30-day trial is amazing because it really gives people the opportunity to say, let me see if this is something I can handle. The first day or so, not going to lie, there's, the downloading of Excel reports and stuff like that. Julie thankfully walked me through it. I know Eric would have too, but he was so impressed that Julie did it for me. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, now I have a place to go every morning. And after the 30-day trial, it's $29.99 or something like that a month. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, if I was able to pay someone $1 a day to tell me what to do with my business, I would love that. And some people might be like, oh my gosh, that's an investment. And for me, I would love to pay somebody $1 a day to tell me Kathy, these are the 6 reach outs you need to do. These are the designers you need to reach out. I spend more than that on coffee a day, people, just so you know, because you all know I drink a lot of coffee. But that's one thing. And 2 is that I don't jump on board on things easy. And this, for me, is a solution. And so everybody might be at different places in your business. But if you really want to take your business to the next level, and I know Eric shared so many exciting things, but there's also all these little things that he didn't share with you and Julie shared with me, to be honest. So where you can, if a designer decides to go inactive, you can actually not remove them from your designer tab and just put them in an inactive tab where they're still in there. So you can reach out to them to see if they want to be a future hostess, or if there's a promotion going on and they might want to rejoin because the timing is better. You could save them. Whereas in our contacts and in our reports within Keep, they just disappear and we can't access that information anymore. So having this information through Teamzy, to me, is a big plus because I won't lose these people off the face of the earth. And Julie, I hate to put you on the spot, but I would love for you to share because I know you've been so excited about what's going on this week. So I would love for you to like unmute yourself and share just a little bit about your experience in the last week or so, because you've been rocking it.
Well, I'm super sick, so I sound really nasally.
We don't care.
I'm really tired because I've been in my truck for 24 hours. So, but I just have to, a couple things like for me as a designer, for you guys that you're probably not even thinking about right now. And I don't know if we really touched on this much, were the tags, creating the tags. So we have like hostesses that we're working with at certain times, or we've been to a vendor event, like I know like bridal shows and stuff like that. And you want to be able to see those lists of people and pull them up. You can use these things called tags to create those lists and to look at them and be like, okay, I was at this bridal show. Here are the people that I talked to at the bridal show. So it's just, even though you can sort your people by prospect, customer, or designer, you can even go a little bit further than that and sort them by tags. As like I created a tag the other day for my current online hostesses. And then I have a tag for a bridal show that I did. And, you know, just things like that, that I want to be able to maybe sort just a little bit further. But it's just, this is an amazing tool that I got so extremely excited about that I was like, my coaching call with Kathy, I was like, Kathy, we got to talk about this. Like, we need to get this out to the masses.
Me instead of coaching her last week. It was kind of funny. And I was like, wait, Julie, I feel like I owe you a coaching call because you totally coached me last week. But the thing she's saying too, like, think about all your customers who redeemed Keep Cash, right? So you can go in and tag them as Keep Cash, because when Keep Cash comes out next year, you could be like, I know you loved Keep Cash last year, so I just want to reach out to you and let you know this is a promotion right now. And it's just and think about it as not I'm going to solicit you, but I want to give you the customer service that you deserve because I know you took advantage of this last year, you know? And so it is all about really, I want to use the word compartmentalize. Like, when I go to vendor events, I'm like, oh my gosh, where did I meet these people? And I take my little slips of paper and I write on the back, like, she had blonde hair, she had this, and I met her at the Terrace, bridal expo. But you can do this all within Teamzy. Yeah.
The notes, you can put the notes right in Teamzy. Like, get rid of all the clutter on your desk.
Ugh.
I'm coming to Jersey, Kathy.
Yeah.
Let me show you guys something too, which is kind of cool. Hold on, this Face ID thing. We have a mobile website, so you can use Teamzy on your phone. Once you get it set up, you can use it wherever you are. Let me see my phone. It just takes a second to show up. So when you meet somebody, if you're at an event and you meet somebody, speaking of the example that Kathy just gave, I can go to my Teamzy, which I have saved on my dashboard here. It's a website, not an app, but it works like an app. So there's my Teamzy. Okay, you guys see that okay? It's getting kind of weird. Okay, there we go. So I can actually look somebody up, or let's say I'm adding somebody here. Oh, I'm clicking my screen on my computer instead of my phone. I don't know, I'm sorry guys. So there we go. Let's say I meet somebody. I know you're already in there, Kathy, but oops. Oh, it's your cousin Kathy spells her name wrong. I just grabbed that one. Okay. So if I'm adding somebody right now to my thing, you can change it. We'll just make it right. Okay, there we go. Great. So when I add her to my Teamzy right there as I'm meeting her, now she's on my phone, it's there, and I can add my tags right here. So it can be, what is it, the bridal show? Was that our example? So I can create a tag called bridal show. And now everybody that I meet at this bridal show, I'm going to add that tag to. Later on, when I'm in my Teamzy list, I can go to my tags and click bridal show, and it will show me the list of everybody with that tag, which is cool. And you can have multiple tags. You can then search multiple different things. So that's what she was talking about, which is cool. I mean, Teamzy is a full-fledged CRM. So it lets you do all that stuff and organize your list. That's the idea. It's to help you build relationships and do it in a way that's strategic. It's kind of like, you're doing it on purpose instead of willy-nilly. Make sense?
So the other tip really quick that I can share with everybody It's to not overthink Teamzy. Do exactly what Eric said, to just get in there and get your contacts, your reach outs out, like talk to people, build those relationships. Don't overthink it and try to make it more than what it really is. It's really about you doing, building your relationships with your people and just holding you accountable for that. So just big tip, don't overthink it, just do it.
Yeah. And one other thing I want to share is that there's so many benefits within the Teamzy. So like if you join Teamzy, even as a free trial, you get to go on the Teamzy Facebook group, and there's so many people who are sharing who have experience with it already. So you can kind of dive in there. There's so many videos, and my favorite part about like the videos and like the clips on how to make your why and how to do a reach out and how to do a power hour, they're all like 5 to 7 minutes. And so those are realistic clips of time that you can squeeze into the nooks and crannies of your day. You don't need an hour and a half video to look back and be like, oh my gosh, where am I going to fit this in? This isn't realistic for me. I don't think this is going to work for me. Instead, it's just like, okay, I know. Let me go get a tip here and there. And he's laughing. I don't know. Why are you laughing, Eric?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm reading the chat.
Oh, okay.
While you're talking.
I'm like, he's got a big smirk on his face. I'm like, what's going on? But no, those little video clips, because I love working my business. Like, you guys know I spend a lot of time coaching and trying to work my personal business in my nooks and crannies. And so I love like having videos that I can just do in nooks and crannies of my day. So they're super helpful, not too long. Like, and that is more realistic for me to be able to work my business in this way. And then, you know, it kind of like, as Julie mentioned in the chat earlier, you know, keep really stresses on 10-4-6-2. This is like 10-4-6-2 built in right here, where you can just hold accountable yourself and being able to set up the, oh my gosh, I'm going to reach out to her. She gave me permission to reach out to her on February 15th because she's going away, and she said just connect with me then, you know, and giving permission. Or if you have designers, if you're looking at the designers tab, then you have a designer who's like, I'm good, I'm fine, I just want to hear from you once a month or once every 3 months. You can set a notification where it's like, oh yeah, I haven't connected with her in 3 months, even if that's her goal. But and it's just more systematic, which if you like systems or have never had systems and feel like you need a system, this could be something. And that's why I love it's not a 7-day trial, it's a 30-day trial. So you can really hone in on with no credit card, which I love. Thank you, Eric. But you can really hone in is this something for me? Am I committed to this? This is not for everyone. This is truly somebody who wants to take their business to the next level and have systems in place. And I love it because I also think that people who work full-time, in my opinion, people who work full-time have probably more discipline than people who work from home and can get very distracted by all the things that happen to us during the day. And so this kind of brings us in to, all right, I'm going to check my Teamzy in the morning, and where am I going to fit this in the nooks and crannies of my day? And you get it done. And it's kind of like, all right, you guys know I'm a checklist person. I'm a post-it note person. And sometimes on my checklist, I will put shower, because it just feels good to be able to check. Don't laugh at me, Eric.
I love that.
Kate Pringle's laughing at me because she's heard me say this before. But sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, if I don't get a shower today, I'm going to like be beside myself or throw in a little laundry or empty the dishwasher. But I have like, I'm not even going to show you this wall over here. I have Post-it notes like shower, empty dishwasher, call this one, or renew my PicMonkey account, or do all these things. But if I allot them little times, like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, there, I feel more productive. This, in the past like days that I've been setting up, has made me feel like, oh my gosh, there's a light at the end of the tunnel for a system, you know? And like I said in the beginning of this Zoom, I just don't jump on bandwagons very easily. I do my research, and I feel truly in my heart that this is going to be life-changing for me personally. So that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. And that's why Julie wanted to share it with us as well, is because if you struggle with systems, this can be a really easy button for all of you.
Yeah.
So
one thing I wanted to share with you guys, and then I gotta jump off, but I forgot to give you your action steps. I'll post these in the event too, but I want you to make sure you go get your 30-day free trial started. That's all. That's easy. And then when you choose your business, look for Keep, and you'll get that version. Excuse me. I want you to get a 30-day success partner do the trial with you. If you don't already have a success partner in your business, get one for 30 days. Choose somebody from the team or from a sideline sister, whatever. What you're going to do with your 30-day success partner is every day you guys will take a screenshot of your Teamzy screen completed and message it over to your success partner. Okay? And what will happen is there will be days you don't get yours done, but your success partner does, which is going to bother you, and you're going to want to get yours done to send it back to her. And it's really helpful. You guys will get so much more out of it that way. And then you'll find, as so many successful people have done over time, having a success partner will really help your business. The last piece I want you guys to do is a 5-day challenge. This is just a 5-day challenge because I know that in your free trial time, you may not be that consistent with it. I hope you will be, but I want you to take this 5-day challenge, which is do it along with your success partner. I want you in 5 consecutive days to connect with 100 people. That's an average of 20 a day, okay? Which was the example we showed you today, for 5 straight days, because I want you to feel the momentum. The momentum you will create in those 5 days will blow your mind. You'll never want to go back to the way you were doing it again. It's like, I'm like a crack dealer. I'm going to hook you guys on that successful feeling. But I want you guys, who's in for the 5-day challenge? Let me see your hands, public accountability. Good. Don't you feel like you're accountable now? Okay, so there's your action steps. I'll post those in the event group too, along with, Kathy, along with the recording. I'll put it in that group for you too. You can copy that link and put it wherever, but I'll put them both in there so that everyone registered will get it.
Awesome. Well, does anybody have any last minute questions before we let Eric go? Probably eat dinner right now.
I have a few quick ones.
Okay.
I had some girls ask me to ask some questions, so I'll try to be fast. Will there ever be a way to link directly into the phone contacts to send a text? Like you can email through like your computer, but text through your phone.
There is a way to do it, but it's not real. What it does is it sends an email through your text, which kind of spams you. It doesn't look like a real text. And I decided I didn't want to do that with Teamzy because it's not really coming from you as a text. It's kind of weird. Okay. But so the answer to that is at some point,
but you shouldn't.
When we build we're gonna build this year, we'll build a native app for the phones, and that'll allow you to do that. But I use a Mac, and so Mac has the Messenger app on it, so I can send texts from my computer that are actual texts. And if you have that, it's super awesome.
Yeah, I do the same.
These are questions from other girls, but another one real quick. Will there ever be a way to send like a single email, like the same email to a group of contacts, like on a BCC, a blind copy, to like more than one? Like if you wanted to send 10 Keep Cash emails, the same email to 10 people, is there a way to do that?
There is not a way to do that now. We've looked at that, and we may do that in the future. It's really not a blast email platform because, as we talked about, I mean, I understand why they would want to do that. But what you can do in Teamzy, which still makes it pretty efficient, is you can save an email as a script. Yeah. And so, for example, what I did in my business was for every single product line that I sold, I had an email pre-prepared with all the information, the links they needed to purchase, and everything there as scripts. So if somebody was talking to me and they're like, I'm really interested in this, or I tell them I recommend this, and they say, yeah, I'm ready for the information, I would go in and just be boom, script, bam, and it would send, and it would be done, right? So that is something that they can do. But as far as blast emailing, maybe in the future. Right. And again, we've looked at it, but it hasn't been a number one priority because it represents a smaller piece of the income for now. But we're new, we're 2 years old, so we'll get there.
I've answered a lot of these questions the same way as you, Eric, but they want to hear it from the pros. So they want confirmation from you.
And now it's recorded, so it's official, right?
Yeah. Will there ever be a calendar view of upcoming task follow-ups?
Okay, so my team actually built a CRM several years ago for the real estate industry. That was our practice product. And we integrated a calendar. and the calendar would sync with iCal and Google Calendar. And I just want you guys to know the reason we didn't build it yet into Teamzy, I'm giving you more information than you need, is how many of you guys use Google Calendar?
iCal.
Outlook Calendar?
I use iCal.
iCal. Okay, so those are the 3 calendars 99% of the people use. 99% of the people in the world already use those calendars, and they're going to use those calendars no matter what we do, which is why we didn't build one in. Now, we are looking at, and you'll love this, Kathy. We have been working on like an integrated to-do list, which would be, kind of a to-do list of what's going on. But the bottom line is Teamzy's built on the power hour concept. And if you really want to be successful, you just need to come and do your power hour as many days in the week as you can. And you'll never miss anybody that way. That makes sense.
What's so funny is my team knows because they hear me talk all the time, but I've been in direct sales 21 years. And I was introduced to the power hour concept in the late 90s, which is so funny, by a direct sales trainer kind of thing. So, and I used to go from the old school, like little folders with pockets and handwritten notes. And even me, myself, don't laugh. I'm old. You guys know this, but like there was no Facebook when I started direct sales, or there was none of this. There was like, I got a computer in 1990 something. So for me, this is such an evolution of how it can help our businesses. You have no idea. And so for me, who is so technology challenged, and to be this excited about something is really kind of a big deal. I'm not going to lie. He's nodding his head. But honestly, like my kids, they're 21 and 24, and they're like, oh, Mom, you're so Facebook inappropriate. You're so social media inappropriate or whatever. But I feel like this is like a gateway for people who don't feel confident about reach outs and all that stuff to have a system in place. And that's why I'm super excited about it. I am not too old. Yeah, I'm old. I just turned 53, people.
Oh, come on. That's old. Julie, do you have more questions?
Just one last one. She wants to know if there's a way to see more than 5 follow-ups at a time. Because you know how we can go in and see the prospects, the customers, and we see the whole list. Is there a way to see more than the 5?
You can see your whole follow-ups list on the team page as well. Let me show you. The reason why we only show you 5 on the dashboard, 2 reasons. One, we want you to not be overwhelmed by your whole list.
Right, focus. Yeah.
And we want you focused and not skipping people just because we want you to work the list, okay? But if you go over to the team page, you can get your full follow-ups list by clicking follow-ups upcoming. You'll get your full, I don't have any, but you get your full follow-ups list.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can go down and see everybody that's there.
I just was working to try to find that, but I will let her know. Thank you.
I had a question from someone who messaged me. She wanted to know, like, if you do the trial and then you sign up, is it on a month-to-month contract? Yep. Or can you, because none of us are probably out of our trial period right now, or, can you stop at any time, or do you pay on a yearly basis? Like, how does that work?
You can do it both ways. You can do month to month, in which case you pay just like it's like buying cable. You pay for the month, right? And if you cancel, you've got it that month and then it's over. Or you can do, if you guys want, if you love it and you want to save a little bit of money, you can buy it for a year subscription, which means it renews once a year. And when you do that, you basically get 2 months free at the price you get. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so you save a little bit of money that way if you want to go annually. So here's what I recommend is get the free trial, get started, start on a monthly subscription, get in the groove. When you realize like, hey, this is part of my business now, you can always upgrade to an annual plan anytime. The bottom line is we just want to meet you where you guys need us now, create some momentum in your business for you. You guys are business owners. It's like Kathy said, this isn't for everybody, but every one of you that wants to build a business to create an income with it, you got to start thinking like business owners and figure out where you want to invest, what makes sense for you. And I always coach when I'm consulting people on their business, I always say the things you want to invest in first are things that are going to give you a return on money or time, right? So what's going to make you money and what's going to save you time? Those are the things you want to invest in first. So this is both. We're
Yeah,
gonna.
I think it's
That's what
more
our
of a,
goal.
it'll buy you time actually. You know, if you really think about it, like I feel like I'll have more time in my day because I'll have physical activity
Right.
that I know will I'll get that done before I go do other things, you know? Like I actually think this is a gift of time. Um one and I will just share this with you guys too. Another senior director or up at Keep has been doing this since Lindsay has been doing it since November. And so when Julie introduced this to me, I reached out to Lindsay and I'm like, all right, here's the question. Have you continued with it since you started in November? Because let's face it, and this time of year in January, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to rejoin a gym and I'm going to do all these things and get a Groupon and join for 3 months. And I am such a guilty person personally of joining a gym for 3 months and can't wait for it to be over. But one of the things that really told me that this system was effective is that Lindsay's like, yes, I'm actually still using it 3 months later. So that's a big deal because sometimes we get excited about things and we think they're going to be revolutionary. But, and that's why the 30-day trial is so awesome because you try it and see if it's working for you and see if you're committed to it as much as it's committed to you. Because you know, you could set it up and do all those things, but if you don't open it up in the morning and look at what your activities need to be, then it's not going to work for you. And so your commitment is just as much as you're paying that dollar a day once you get out of that to really commit to yourself. So decide if you're worth it. Decide if you want to grow your team in that way. But I will tell you that Eric and his team have amazing support in that Facebook group that I've joined, and I've just been kind of like a little voyeur on there watching, and they have other training tutorials. So they'll support you if you're ready to be supported.
Thank you guys so much. It was fun being with you guys tonight. Kathy, I'm going to make fun of you now because you looked at Lindsay's video and you were like, an hour and a half? Oh my
I was like, what the hell?
Here you are. Here you are with me the same amount of time. Okay, so anyways, it's all good. Make sure you tell them in that thing, don't worry, you don't have to watch the whole video.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll hook them
They
after
could
they
just
get
have
started.
me and Julie to like, you know.
They don't have to watch the whole video. Just watch some of it. Just get a piece of it.
Well, after Julie spending an hour with me, giving me a whole one-on-one course, I totally can feel how I would give other people the time as well. So
it's all good. But thank you for having me tonight. I'll put the recording up into the event page for you guys. It's been an honor for me to be here tonight. Hopefully I taught you a couple of good nuggets that you can use in your business, whether or not you use Teamzy. I hope you guys will use it. We'd love to have you be part of our family. But again, just thanks for having me. God bless you guys, and have a great night.
thank you so much, Eric. Have a great
Good night,
night.
guys.
Bye, guys.